Hey guys, welcome back to the TradFi Bitcoin Club. So today we are going to discuss a French Bitcoin Treasury Company which is backed by Adam Back, Fulgur Ventures, UTXO Management. Yeah. So these guys are doing some interesting stuff in France and leveraging French capital markets. So let's deep dive. So they are Europe's first Bitcoin treasury company, and since adoption, uh, they are they are doing crazy. Let me show you the chart of the company. So ALTBG is the ticker, and the name of the company is the blockchain group. So don't confuse yourself with ticker ALTBG. It has no relation with altcoins or something like that. I have read somewhere where it says AL is a uh, general thing which needs to be included in every ticker name which trades in European 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 Growth Paris Exchange, Growth Paris Exchange. So this AL has no meaning to altcoin or something like that. So they are completely focused in Bitcoin, and yeah, the name of the company is the Blockchain Group. So recently, they have adopted a Bitcoin treasury strategy. I think in last year around in December or November maybe. Uh, so let me show you. Yeah. So November 5th, 2024, they made their first Bitcoin buying in their balance sheet, and after that, they are buying Bitcoin like crazy. So they started from 15 Bitcoin and currently they are on 1471 Bitcoins. So this is the chart. Uh, they adopted Bitcoin something around here. So 0.18 euros. And today the price is 5 euros. So yeah. So let me tell you that they are a Bitcoin treasury company similar to MicroStrategy, MetaPlanet, or as we call them, leverage Bitcoin equities. So these kind of companies just don't put the Bitcoin in balance sheet, but also leverage the capital markets of their own country and buy more Bitcoin. As Michael Saylor says, the only thing better than Bitcoin is more Bitcoin. So the blockchain group is focused on Bitcoin yield maximization. I have been listening to Alexander Lizet, the head yeah, in Bitcoin strategy division of this company, deputy CEO and director of Bitcoin strategy, Alexander Lizet. So he's been pretty open to discuss. Like he's been doing spaces in on Twitter, and yeah, they are doing great. So they have launched recently. They have launched something similar to Metaplanet's moving strike warrants (MSW). So, like, I was thinking to explain you guys in detail about MSW. How does this MSW is similar to ATM, and in some cases better than ATM, or in some cases uh, like worse than ATM. So I want to tell you about the share subscription process and like how they are, like in France and in Japan, in both the markets, ATM selling is not there. Like the legal or regulatory frameworks are not there to ATM. To the people who don't know what ATM is, so basically ATM is at the market share issue. So what is at the market share issuance is um, like MicroStrategy. They just register 21 billion ATM with SEC once, and then they keep issuing shares daily or weekly, however it's possible to them. So this kind of structure is not available in different capital markets like in Japan or in France or in India also. We also don't have ATM. Even like I am researching about what's like how a Bitcoin Treasury Company can leverage Indian capital markets, but we also don't have ATM in our market. So yeah, so they are also doing something similar to MetaPlanet, like MSW, which I have been talking in the last two sessions of MetaPlanet. So MSW is similar to ATM. So yeah, I will in the course of this session I will explain you in detail about ATM. So uh, uh, let's go and deep dive in this company. So the company overview, I have told the company overview. So key strategy, the Bitcoin Treasury Company. 5-step process. So they are also a company like strategy, like raise capital, accumulate Bitcoin, hold Bitcoin forever, do not lose Bitcoin and do not sell Bitcoin. So yeah, adoption date is 5th November. Objective achieve more Bitcoin. Financial instruments. So this is interesting part. So what are the financial instruments they are using? So they have done this equity private placement. So equity in private placement means like you approach a big group or a big fund and issue them shares. So this is known as equity in private placement. Like the shares don't trade in secondary markets, they directly go from uh, the blockchain group to the fund. In this case it's tobam. So what is tobam is the the hedge fund in the France based hedge fund. So this hedge fund has been bullish on Bitcoin since 2017. Like I was listening to some of the interviews of Alexander Lazet and how's the uh, Bitcoin like regulation in France, are they strict, or like what the scenario there, the legal and regulatory framework there. So he's kind of hopeful, and yeah, the rules which have been made earlier, um, they are like they don't restrict a company to follow the strategy which they are following. But yeah, the risk is always there. Like French government can do something, and yeah, the um, I mean confiscation risk and these risks are always there. So yeah, they are doing equity in private placement, they are doing Bitcoin in convertible bonds. So this Bitcoin in convertible bonds is different from what strategy is doing. Strategy is issuing fiat convertible bonds. What this French company is doing, they are issuing Bitcoin denominated convertible bonds. So this is pretty interesting. I like this. I like this very much because, like for example, there is a family office in France, and that family office has some 100 Bitcoin, which is just lying around, and in their self custodied wallet. So what they did, they have registered SPV, a special purpose vehicle in Luxembourg. So from that special purpose vehicle, what they are doing, they are directly issuing convertible bonds to the investors in exchange of Bitcoin. So an investor is exchanging their Bitcoin and getting the shares of the blockchain group company. So this is interesting. Why this is interesting? So from an investor point of view, so Adam Back is one of the subscribers of this Bitcoin denominated convertible bonds. So I have a tweet which I have found, and we will go through this tweet once, and how this is beneficial to the company and how this is beneficial to the investor. So Adam Back has subscribed their Bitcoin denominated convertible bonds. So this is pretty interesting. Like, for example, if the conversion price after 5 years is met, then the convertible bond subscribers will be able to get the shares at the prefixed price. Like here in this case, like let's just read through it. A deeper dive into the ALTBG, Bitcoin bonds embedded optionality and impact on ALTBG's balance sheet. For ALTBG's followers, a lesser understood aspect of the Bitcoin denominated convertible bonds is the embedded optionality and how it transforms the company's balance sheet into a dynamic Bitcoin optimized instrument. This is a financial engineering feat that even sophisticated investors might not fully appreciate, if you ask me. So, what most don't understand, the Bitcoin denominated convertible bonds, tranche 1 48.6 million euros, 600 BTC, tranche 2 possible 73 million, act like hybrid financial instrument, debt repayable in BTC with an embedded call option on all BG's equity. These structures gives bondholders, example Adam Back, Pulkur Ventures, a choice to convert into shares at a fixed price 0.454 euros for tranche 1 and 0.707 euros for tranche 2, or receive BTC at maturity, example in 2030 for tranche 1. Here is why this is masterstroke. So after reading this, I think you have got an rough idea what these guys are doing. So what happens, for example, Adam Back has subscribed to the tranche 1. So let's say the price of, like, current price is 5.03 yen. So it is already 10x than the price which he can buy in 2030. So this convertible bond issuance has been happened before, I think in yeah, it has happened I think in 3 to 4 months back. So this is like you would be wondering, like, why is this why the price is low 0.54 only. So at that point in time, this 0.54 is was like it had a 30% premium on current market price. So let us go back. So the price would have been around 0.3 to 0.2, and on that, if we calculate 30% premium, then we would get around the price of 0.54. So 0.3 plus 30%. So it would have been around 0.4 plus 30%. Yeah, 0.52. So it was here, something here, 0.41. So at this point in time, what they did, they launched this convertible bond issuance wherein the conversion price was fixed at 0.54 for tranche 1, and they have got a huge response from doing this, and they have got a huge Bitcoin yield also, because currently there is no share issuance and they have accumulated Bitcoin already. So the share issuance will happen in 2030. So we have a 5 years time period going into the share issuance. And also, what if Bitcoin crashed and or something bad happened with the blockchain group, like the Bitcoin which they have, they took some heavy leverage and something bad happened. We don't know the future. So in that case, this Bitcoin will be returned to the like investors, like Adam Back, for example, Adam Back gave away 100 Bitcoin and got the equivalent amount of shares of convertible bonds. So, if the share price failed to go above 0.54, then in that case, what Adam Back can do, he can demand his bitcoins directly to from the company, and company has to give them back. So this is an advantage from the point of view of investor. So now you will be asking how would be this an advantageous situation for the company's point of view. So from the company's point of view, company doesn't require to, like, here he has given balance sheet optimization for ALTBG. The bonds are recorded as debt in BTC but don't require fiat cash. If converted, the debt is extinguished and ALTBG issues shares, boosting equity without cash repayment. If not converted, ALTBG repays BTC, preserving fiat liquidity. This aligns liabilities with BTC heavy asset base, reducing currency mismatch risk. So this is also advantageous to the company. So due to this kind of a structure, investors are the HNIs and the family offices in France have subscribed and have like gave them a good response in the French markets, and they have been able to deliver a good Bitcoin yield. They have delivered around some 800 to 900% of Bitcoin yield since adoption of their Bitcoin Treasury strategy. Let me show you the exact data. So yeah, here. So this is this was the annual result, which was announced on 20, like in March, I think. So we in France also, I think the financial year is around this like similar to India. So the year till date BTC they have been able to generate is 709.8%. Crazy. So this is because of the smaller base. As we know, like they started literally from 15 bitcoins, and now they are at 1,471 bitcoins. So they are doing great work in the French markets. You can see the like this is the this day these results are like Q1 results. So this is a old data. Like currently we have got more Bitcoin yield. If you see, like here they are only at 620 Bitcoins, but uh, after that there have been two more acquisitions of Bitcoins, 227 and 624. So the Bitcoin yield which they have generated is much more than that, much more than 709%. So this is their growth in sats per share. Like in 2024 there were 17 sats per share, in December 2024 there were 41 sats per share, and in at the end of Q1 there were 332 sats per share. So TBG has generated, let's not go into this right now. Uh, Let me come back to this Bitcoin denominated convertible bonds. So this is how the convertible bonds are a win-win for both the investors as well as the company. So if company is not able to like reach the target price, then they repay, like they repay the debt in BTC. to the investors who have subscribed to the convertible bonds, and the investors also get in case of strategy, what happens if someone subscribes to convertible bond, the the convertible bond subscriber base for MicroStrategy or strategy is completely different from the convertible bond subscriber base of ALTBG. This is because the convertible bond subscriber base of strategy volatility and wants like the the subscribers of convertible bonds of strategy are hedged primarily. So they are only here to they are only here to do dynamic delta hedging and generate arbitrage. So whoever is not whoever doesn't know the term dynamic delta hedging, he can refer our previous sessions wherein we have discussed about this. So basically what dynamic delta hedging is, uh, like it doesn't matter if the stock goes up or the stock goes down. Basically it's the game of implied volatility versus the realized volatility. So whenever the realized volatility is higher than implied volatility, then the hedge fund or the bond convertible bond arbitrager can make the arbitrage profit. So this is a different investor base from ALTBG. The investors in ALTBG are looking to generate Bitcoin yield from their Bitcoins sitting in their self custody. Also, we here at Bitshala or personally me don't promote uh, like uh, uh, like giving away your self custodied Bitcoin and generate Bitcoin yield. It's the decision to you as an investor. What you have to do, you have to decide it. uh, I believe Bitcoin in self custody is the apex asset which we can hold, is the true asset which we can hold. So, yeah, but a small percentage of your portfolio can be done, and people are doing it. So, yeah. So, this is how it's beneficial to both the investor and the company. So let's get deeper into it. Volatility harnessing. The optionality lets ALTBG indirectly monetize Bitcoin's volatility if Bitcoin's price surges, driving ALTBG stock price. Stock up 554% in 3 months, partly tied to BTC holdings. Bondholders are more likely to convert, reducing ALTBG's BTC repayment obligation and locking in financing at favorable terms. If BTC price drops, bondholders may hold to maturity and ALTBG repays the fixed BTC amount unaffected by the fiat value decline. So this is how the structure works. Also, one more thing which I forgot to tell you guys is the debt in case of strategy is the convertible bonds in case of strategy affects the debt to equity ratio. But in this case, uh, because the debt is in Bitcoin, is denominated in Bitcoin, the debt to equity ratio is not affected because of the simple fact the debt is denominated in Bitcoin, and the company can repay the debt if the conditions are not met directly in Bitcoin, and no fiat cash or fiat euros are required to pay back debt. So this is beneficial to the company, like they can raise more and more debt, like they can get lever up and do not have to worry about their debt to equity ratio. Like there will be no bankruptcy happening even if Bitcoin crashes. They just have to return back the Bitcoins, like 100 Bitcoins in case of like our example of Adam Back. Like I am not claiming he has given away 100 Bitcoins, it's just an example. So yeah, Bitcoins
In the
fiat price. Yeah, yeah,
uh,
yeah,
is there
Bala.
an annual yield component attached to this, or no?
Sorry, your voice is
Do they have an annual APY yield attached to this convertible bond?
no, no, no. I think it's 0%. I think.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I like. I have not gone like I have not seen some defined percentage here because
Mhm.
the debt is denominated in Bitcoin. So if the company pays interest rate, it will have to pay the APY or the coupon in Bitcoin. So that would be crazy. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, it would be a nightmare for them if they have some fixed coupon for that. So this is achievable because the debt is based in Bitcoin. Uh, so whatever how like Bitcoin goes 10% in USD, or the like the value of Bitcoin is also going up. So there is no point in what we can say to give a coupon on this Bitcoin denominated debt. But
yeah,
yeah, good question. As far as I know, I don't think they are giving a coupon. But yeah, I will check once again in their filings and get back to you in the TradFi Bitcoin channel. But
yeah.
as far as I think, there is no point in uh, the coupon.
Correct. Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So till this point, guys, if you have any question, like it's been 30 minutes so far. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Otherwise, I can carry on. Okay, great. So I don't think anybody has some question. So I am continuing further. So this is what I wanted to explain you guys two. One is this Bitcoin denominated convertible debt, and the second thing is moving strike warrants. So let me. I think I have completed this. Let's read the remaining part and then the next part. Pioneering model. This structure is a world first for a public company, as Alexander Lazet noted. It blends Bitcoin scarcity with equity optionality, creating a balance sheet that thrives on crypto market dynamics while shielding ALTBG from traditional debt risks. Denominated convertible bonds turns their balance sheet into Bitcoin optimized money, leveraging equity upside and Bitcoin scarcity while dodging fiat debt. Even ALTBG fans might not realize how this structure lets the company serve Bitcoin's volatility to fuel growth, setting a blueprint for crypto native corporate finance. So this was the tweet. This tweet has been linked in the announcement. So if you want to refer, you can refer it back. So let me come back to the next thing, share subscription warrants. So this is currently which yesterday, yeah, yesterday they have announced this. So they have announced 300 million euros of new uh, new ATM type issuance. So as you can see this, the blockchain group launches a 300 million type ATM type capital increase program with Tobam. So what is Tobam? Tobam is a leading asset management firm and pioneer in Bitcoin and Bitcoin Treasury Company since 2017, as well as strategic Group, Europe's first Bitcoin Treasury Company. So this Tobam is also an investor in the blockchain group, and they are also helping the blockchain group with this ATM type offering in the capital raise program. So this point is interesting. Like if you talk in case of Metaplanet, EO Fund, which is their partner there in Japanese markets, they are not their investor. They are just a fund which is arbitraging on the moving strike warrants and generating profit. But here in this case, Tobam is long on Bitcoin, Tobam is long on Bitcoin Treasury, and Tobam is also an investor in group. So let me tell you like why some people think ATM is bad because it is affecting the market dynamics and causing share price to tend down. So this is what has happened in case of MicroStrategy for last 3 to 4 months. So as you can see, in the last 6 months, MicroStrategy is flat. So this is because MicroStrategy was hammering ATM like crazy. They exhausted their 21 billion ATM plan, and they have launched now the 42 billion plan, in which they have launched 21 billion equity plan, and their debt plan is only complete, I think, around some 10-20%, or even not up to that mark also. And like they have issued one more equity program, one more ATM program of 21 billion. So because of this thing, the investors of MicroStrategy are are some ways disappointed, because what is happening, they are continuously selling shares and acquiring more Bitcoin. This makes sense, like from a company point of view, from a long term investor point of view, this absolutely makes sense. If your company is trading at an 2 times multiple of Bitcoin holdings, or as we say 2 times MNAV, it absolutely makes sense uh, to sell the share and buy the Bitcoin. But there are like the market forces didn't like that, and due to that the ATM FUD was there in the market, which is currently currently it's uh, uh, it's going the FUD is going down, because the strike and strife, this thing which we have discussed, I think uh, 4 to 5 sessions prior, the strike and strifes are now working in a great manner. So in the past, if you see in the past month or in the last 5 days, you can see uh, 6 point something percent. So it is comparatively flat, but you will see the strike and strike ATM thing. This will increase the Bitcoin torque or leverage for MSTR stock, and this will because MSTR has been not issued since two last two announcements. So for last 2 weeks there was zero MSTR ATM. So this is turning. This has been turning a turning point to the MSTR strategy with the strike and strife uh, product, preferred equity product, which they have launched. So let me show you this. Yeah, this one.
Yeah, this one. So as you can see here, common ATM is dash dash dash. So no common ATM. Common stock means MSTR. So there was no common stock selling, and selling was only Strike ATM and STRF ATM. So these two products were sold and 112 million of capital was raised, and from that they have purchased Bitcoin. So in the last 2 weeks, this has been the trend. Also, there was a insider news where Fong has acquired MSTR stock. So we should be like they are hopeful that Strike and Strife will continue to generate like this Bitcoin yield. It's more accretive for uh, common stockholders if Strike and Strife has been hit. So why I am telling you this? Because I want to tell you why MSW moving strike warrants and the ALTBG type of share issuance is beneficial for them. So let me tell you one last thing about strike and strife. So this is the chart of strike and strife issuance. So they literally started from 11 million and they are now at 112 million last week. So this is working for strategy. So, like I have told you this thing to build a base, like why investors consider ATM bad. Now let's come back to the share subscription warrants thing with the blockchain group. So what happens? Uh, the blockchain group and Tobam, they like what happens? ALTBG enters in a capital agreement with Tobam. Now Tobam submits daily subscription request, share subscription request with ALTBG. Like this is the transaction between Tobam and ALTBG. This is not a secondary market transaction. This is happening between these two entities. So what happens? They request price at a previous day's closing price or a VWAP. Now what is VWAP?
VWAP is volume weighted average price. So as far as I know, this is higher of the two. So for example, if the days previous days close is higher than volume weighted, then previous higher price will be considered for the share subscription given to the TOBAM. And then what TOBAM will do, for example, they got shares on previous day's closing price. For example, previous day's closing price was 4 euros and they got the shares at 4 euros. Now what happened today? The share price of ALTBG is 4.5 euros. Then what the Tobam will do? They will the shares will get allotted. Tobam receives shares and capital used by RBG to buy Bitcoin and Bitcoin per share. So what happens now? Here are two cases. Like what if the price of all BG is above 4 and what if the price of all BG is below 4 euros? So in first case, if the price is above 4 euros, then the Tobam will sell the shares in the secondary and generate the arbitrage profit. If they want, they can keep the shares with them, but if they want to generate arbitrage profit, they are open to do this kind of structure. They are open to sell the shares in the market, secondary market. So, like for example, share went to 5. So they are generating 0.5 euros per share profit by selling shares into the secondary share market. Now, what happens if the share price falls below 4 euros price, say to 3.5? So in this case, Tobam is not incentivized to sell the share in the secondary market because it will be the loss for them. which in case of strategy, as they are the issuer of shares directly in the secondary market, they don't look at this thing. They are only concerned about multiple of net asset value. So because of this, when the share price is going down, there is no selling of shares from TOBAM, which in case of MicroStrategy, the selling of share continues even if the stock price is going down, because they want to capture the MNAV. But here in this case, TOBAM is not incentivized to issue shares if the price of all the blockchain group is lower than previous day's closing price or the VWAP. So due to this, if the day is red for the blockchain group, there is no share selling from the TOBAM, and like uh, this is how the markets think and people are thinking in the market, like this will create a base for the blockchain group, like there will be no selling in the red days and there will be selling in the green days. So this will not affect the share price. This is the way how the investors in generally the investors in Bitcoin treasury companies are thinking currently in the market. This is how market thinking about this ATM fund. So if you ask me, this is not a thing, like I don't subscribe to the idea of like in case of strategy, I don't subscribe like they should stop selling their ATM and uh, like stop the ATM and stop doing capturing MNAV. So from my perspective, I don't subscribe to this idea. What I see is Bitcoin yield. If my share, if MicroStrategy's share is trading at MNAV of 2 or 1.5 or 0.8, like company is open to get the Bitcoin yield. So from my perspective, they should sell the shares and get the Bitcoin yield. But this is not the way the whole market thinks. What the market is thinking is like because of the selling of the shares, it is contributing a significant volume of daily traded shares, which is affecting the stock price of the company. So this is what currently market is thinking. And in case of this newly emerging Bitcoin treasury companies which are smaller in base, in case of them, this might be the case because in their filing they have capped their like for TOBAM, the total number of shares sold should not be greater than 21% of the, like here you can see Adam Back has tweeted this. Nice touch in the fine print, ATM style agreement with TOBAM, no more than 20% of trading volume. Another use of Bitcoin 21 numerology. Okay, so this is from numerology perspective, but like the percentage of shares which can be sold will not exceed 21% of trading volume. So this is the cap which TOBAM has, and also which in case of strategies ATM is not this big. Strategies stock is highly liquid, so the ATM which they are doing is hardly 2 to 3% of their total share traded volume. So, like I was explaining the difference between the ATM of these two companies, two to three companies, but here in this case of the blockchain group, they have this added advantage because of TOBAM. Like TOBAM is not incentivized to sell their share on red days or on down days, due to which the selling pressure will be lower on red days, and on the green days they are free to sell their shares up to 21% of traded volume. So this helps the price action of the share. So this is why they are doing this thing. Also, one more thing, what I want to mention here is uh, Tobam is also an equity holder in the blockchain group. So they are open to holding the company shares even if there's a drawdown period in the share price. Like they are also, as they are an equity investor also, uh, they are long on the blockchain group, so they don't mind holding some shares of the blockchain group in their holdings, in their portfolio, which in case of Metaplanet it's not the case. The Evo fund, like here in case of ALTBG there will be Metaplanet, and in case of Tobam here will be Evo fund. So what Evo fund is doing, Evo fund gets the shares at a discount, so which in case of this is not there. What the blockchain, what the Tobam is getting, the share price, the price at which Tobam is getting shares is a previous day's closing price or higher of these two, or higher of VWAP. So whichever is higher, they are getting share at that price. What Metaplanet's partner Evo Fund is getting, they are getting 2% discount to the share price of the previous day's close, and uh, they are, even if the share next day opens at previous day's closing price, then also they are making 2% of arbitrage profit. So the Evo fund is only here to make arbitrage profit, which in case of Tobam is not there. Tobam is long on the blockchain group, so the discount is also not there. Also, like initially Metaplanet was issuing discount to their share warrants, but due to the excess liquidity and liquidity in the Japanese as well as in other markets which they have, currently the discount is 0%. Like the generally, if any traditional company wants to issue these moving strike warrants in Japan, it has to be issued in discount. But in case of Metaplanet, it's a Bitcoin Treasury Company. So a very nice tweet has been made by Dylan Leclerc. He is like head of Bitcoin strategy at Metaplanet. So he made this tweet: "He who owns the Bitcoin makes the rules." So the rules are different for Bitcoin treasury companies in TradFi markets also, because of liquidity, deep liquidity which they have. So because of deep liquidity, Metaplanet is also able to give 0% discount to Evo Fund and raise like issue the moving strike warrants. Also, they have launched current 555 million share plan, in which like it's unimaginable if you belong to TradFi background. They are issuing warrants, moving strike warrants at a premium to the previous day's close. So, for example, if the previous day's close is 100 yen, then they are issuing, they are giving the shares to Evo Fund at 102 yen. So this is what Dylan says. He who owns Bitcoin makes the rules. So they are like they are telling Evo Fund like you are making crazy arbitrage profit. Let us take some profit from that. So yeah, this is what happening in the TradFi space currently. Yeah. So this is the main difference between the moving strike of the blockchain group, Metaplanet, and the ATM difference between micro. So far I wanted to explain you guys this. Now what has remaining? Public offering. So instruments, in the instruments they are thinking about this fiat convertible bonds also. Also they are thinking about some FPO type of a thing. Valuation pillars, Bitcoin yield, Bitcoin performance, Bitcoin premium. So I think you guys are pretty aware of this. So this is history. This is history. Like, um, let me come back to this point. Oh yeah. So Bitcoin Treasury Company strategy launch, equity raise 1 million. They bought 15 Bitcoins here at 5th November 2024. And the second equity raise was in December. They bought 40 Bitcoins. Extraordinary general meeting wherein they validate raising capacity of 300 million uh, uh, in the 16th January. Validation validation of 300 million. So this has been approved by the shareholders and board. And the next was Bitcoin denominated convertible in the March. The next comes Bitcoin buying and share subscription warrants, free allocation to all shareholders. So this is the thing which they are currently looking into, share subscription warrants. So yeah, I think I have for today. I think I have covered it. The Bitcoin yield. I think you guys know it. What is Bitcoin yield? What is Bitcoin gain? I don't want to go into the income statement and balance sheet kind of a thing. The risks, extreme Bitcoin price volatility, liquidity, operational and cyber security risks. So these are the risks if you invest in Bitcoin Treasury Company. Current activities Bitcoin beyond Bitcoin Treasury. So they which is running in the background. So basically they are also T company. So this is what they are doing. I don't want to into the leadership team. So the leadership team is this Alexander Lezet is the deputy CEO and director of Bitcoin Strategy. Strategic investors are Fulgur Ventures, Adam Back, UTXO Management, and Tobam. So Bitcoin adoption trend this year, you guys best ETF, best strategic reserve, best performing asset over 15 years, largest institutions adopting Bitcoin, acquire one per. So let me come to their goal. So they have this goal in mind, like financial year 2025, they have the goal of to reach 3,001 to 3,000 Bitcoin. Currently, they are at 1,000. So they have already like reached their target. But yeah, if you in case 3,000 is here, so yeah, their target is to reach 3,000 by this financial year. Next, like in 2027, 26, 27, their target is 7 to 15,000 Bitcoin. 28, 29 is to reach 21 to 42,000, and in financial year 33, they target uh, to get 1% of the total Bitcoin. So if they achieve this, they will be one of the largest company in the Europe, in European markets. So yeah, the plans are pretty ambitious. The founder, the deputy CEO and director of Bitcoin Strategy is highly knowledgeable. There are his podcast, like he has been speaking into the Bitcoin 2025 conference in Vegas. Also, he gave a keynote speech in Bitcoin Seoul in South Korea. Also, he gave a speech in, I think, Bitcoin for Corporations Summit held by Strategy. So he is also bullish in Bitcoin. Here you can see. So yeah, uh, this was these were the things which I wanted to discuss about this the blockchain group. Yeah. So Jatin, we can stop.